An exciting moment to be sure. One of these teams moving on into the grand finals to face off against Fisher Navy. But they still need to get through a best of 5. And it all starts off on our first map of Sunset. Choice here of Winthrop University. These two teams did meet in the very first round of the playoffs. Winthrop University managed to 2-0 against the Fisher Falcons. But now another opportunity here for the Falcons to get their revenge and fulfill the grudge that they've been nursing since they were banished into the lowers. The very first round by Winthrop University themselves. It's been a long time coming. It's been a long road to get here. We're already seeing how this mid play is happening and how quick Winthrop wants to go into market through mid. You don't want to go in main. You don't want to deal with the Cypher utility. Blinded out. Gucci kind of stuck there. Nanner's picking up a double kill. Make that a triple. What a way to start off the first round from this player. Winthrop University down in numbers. Now for the last player standing, Infiltrator, no HP. And Yanel Shock Dart is going to give us our very first pistol round. Winthrop University wanting to play that so aggressively, so quickly through mid. But I mean, give it up for Nanners. A triple kill for them in the very first pistol round. Finding so much success for the Fisher Falcons. Not an easy thing to do. Now we go into our buy round for the Fisher Falcons. Looking at Spectres across the board, except for Zerona, who decides that a Bulldog want to abuse the range that they have. It's going to be Winthrop University. All 5 players in A. That's what we needed from Infiltrator. A double kill. With just a Sheriff alone. The range just enough for Blast to get rid of it. But so desperate to get rid of the Cypher utility on them. Cypher Dart, that they sacrificed their lives. Winthrop University striking back in a decisive manner on their save round. Infiltrator, even with a better weapon, still gonna fall to Nanners. Caught inside, caught out. Easy enough for Gucci to come up, execute. Winthrop University, a thrifty round. Already things are starting to heat up between these two teams. Winthrop University winning out in the previous round. Big guns on their side. This is going to be tough for the Fisher Falcons to try and do the same thing. Zerona, an aggressive peek into mid, paying for it with their life. Blast, no other choice. Hearing the boombot at their feet. The rockets let loose. Infiltrator blasting the door wide open. Hearing the noise. Flashbang is going to blind them, but no one is going to be there to capitalize, to do anything with it. Nanners is still going to take their fight, still going to try and do as much as they can, and they're doing a lot with just the Sheriff once more. But Nanners still has that mid play. 3 kills. But they need to be careful. Nasi on the other side of this. I don't see it, but puts down the ultimate. And Nasi for the final blow. But that was still Nanners. Another triple kill. Costly from Winthrop University, but it doesn't really matter. They take that round, putting them in the lead. Let's kind of got a little crazy, got a little scary though.
Behind me.
Winthrop University getting across the finish line of that previous round. Blast! Needed to go fast, needed to have the impact off of their name. And for Fisher Falcons, this is all just about speed, getting in the face of Winthrop University, taking away any agency that they had. And that Owl Drone is going to figure out where the rest of this team is hiding, still on a main. Much slower. Zerona has the angle. pushed away but not blinded. Maybe a small footstep, but they're still going to be here. They still want to get the elimination. Oh, they hear the footsteps. They know they're there. Zerona just has to be ready for this. Gucci's trying to set themselves up for the smoke. In comes the first one. Quick clear from there. Jerk had to have protected their Omen. Mission accomplished in that instance, but they gotta be careful of what's just around Generator, right in the face of Blast. Jerk is protected by the cage. Needs to get over onto the other side. Nasi walks in. It's a 1v2, but with only 46 HP, it doesn't matter if Tim is landing headshots. Fisher Falcons play that cleanly. They play that slowly. Aggressive to start, quiet towards the end. And now once more, tied. This is a back and forth series if there ever was one. A nice, beautiful sandwich of the round so far. Starting off with Fisher, 2 in a row from Winthrop, and then another one for Fisher. Nanners and Infiltrator, both putting in a lot of work for both of their respective teams. 7 kills apiece, and we're only in round number 5 now. We've only completed 4 rounds. Winthrop University wants to take their chances in mid. You can see that they're covering themselves towards B. This is going to back them off, and they really need to be careful on where they're going to go from here. A one-way setup for Zerona that if Moobs isn't quick to fight against, will be their end. Wallbang to get rid of Yanel, but traded out on the flip side by Nanners. It's a back and forth, a war of attrition in a place that you don't really expect. Moobs needs to make their way across. Not only do they make their way across, they're going to take Tim out of here. And they're looking for maybe one more. Blast was a distraction for Zerona to walk up in mid, but the spike is planted. Blast's gonna get a better weapon. From a Spectre to a Phantom. Gucci on the high ground. But only 5 HP. You sneeze on them. They heard the TP. They may think they're in one direction. Gucci's just gonna get rid of themselves and play it safer below the ground. Here comes one of the smokes on the other side. Gucci's protected for now, but they're using the smoke as a screen. No one's gonna be able to do this. No one is gonna get past Jerker. No one is going to touch that spike. It's Winthrop University in the lead again.
Yes, this should do. That goes there. This is a nice spot. I must wait a moment.
You're seeing Winthrop on A main. Oh, Zerona, you had an idea of wanting to use that boom bot. It may have been a good idea, but now the rest of the team just knows that Blast is all by themselves. Found out, walked into the aftershock, and Infiltrator zooms in at the speed of light to get rid of Blast. Winthrop University in a strong position on Fisher Falcon's save round. The boom bot may be gone. Tim may have gotten rid of it, but only 26 HP now. Is going to make this a much more difficult affair, especially against a full force Fury. Winthrop University, all the numbers on their side. Hunt them down. Get rid of them. 4 rounds now for Winthrop University. His team feeling like they're really starting to come alive. Took a little bit of time to get there, but these past couple of rounds have proven that. Though to be fair to Fisher Falcons, that was a save round for them. They do get to buy up here, but again, if they don't win out in this round, they're going to slip further and further behind. Not just in the round numbers, but in the economical situation that they've been dealing with. Back into it we go. Infiltrator, always able to pick up that first kill if they need to. Oh, and that Nightfall is going to find out even more information. Just walk out on the other side of that. Tim is gone, but Blast still manages to find the trade. Zerona putting themselves up on the high ground, just peeking up high enough above the smoke. No one inside that smoke right there, like they thought. Now Zerona has the rocket, needs to find a target, needs to blow someone up to Kingdom Come. They need to get out of here. The rocket somehow lands at Moob's feet. Gucci's gonna be safe from it. But what does Gucci have to worry about with Nazi on stairs? Winthrop University is laying down the law on this attack on Sunset. Winthrop University stringing together rounds in a row, feeling like an indomitable force, and they may even be able to pull off another one. The Fisher Falcons forced to save again. They are struggling to figure out the solution against this Winthrop University attack. And it has just felt so dominant ever since the 4th round they won. Close them down. They know that they're starting to come up on the flank, on the approach. But it was put really far back, and this gives Winthrop the chance to go in. Infiltrator, you are insane. You are a madman. The madman wins out. The crazy plays like this, and again, the ability to be able to abuse the economy of the Fisher Falcons. The side, Tim had to have just started blasting. Back and forth, Jerk had the opportunity there, but Tim held the nerves of steel. Oh, and as the smoke dissipates, Infiltrator's gonna take their life. Things looking very dire for Winthrop University. The spike is still planted, and they know they're hiding out in that corner. This is gonna force them to rotate over to there. Tim! It was so close! Tim almost did it for Moobs. He almost did it for Fisher Falcons, but Moobs saves the day for Winthrop University. That almost ended in a Fisher Falcons victory. Almost, though. Almost. It was a close round here for the Fisher Falcons, but Winthrop University still has that dominance on full display. Zerona wants to take their chance with a spray through in mid. That vision denied by the smoke. Now getting out just in the nick of time. Jerk's tiles play is immaculate. Now comes the rolling thunder. On the other side of this blast, oh, Infiltrator saw the shadow of the Omen TVing in, and now they're hunting them down. They know they're hiding out inside of that corner. There's really nowhere else that they can go. Jerk looking in one direction. Yanel looking at their head, ripping it clean off of their shoulders. Tim did a lot for this team last round. They may be able to do it here. It's a 2v1. The odds stacked against them, but look at the mess they got to deal with in Boba. Winthrop University cleaning up another round. 7 rounds, 5 in a row. Let that sink in for a second. This has been Winthrop ready to put themselves back to the grand finals. They want that match so desperately. Fisher Navy. Push them off, and some second read here. Winthrop University taking the time, they're looking for the oh my gosh! They put themselves up there so fast. It was non-stop from this player here. Praying, and all of the prayers answered in spades. The numbers are somewhat even here. And Gucci's just gonna play with the Falcons' mind. They're just gonna play with their emotions. Now going in, last round out the corner. They don't know what they can do. They try and spam the bombs, but again, Gucci's not moving. Not giving up. How come these night? Oh, shots are rolled out. Team clears their way, leads their way, and gives around a chance to go for the weapon. A 1v2 once more. Look at how Winthrop is going to play this out. You just put Infiltrator into it. And what is Infiltrator going to do? They're going to close this out again. Infiltrator has 17 kills. 17 for 10 rounds. That is diabolical.
That goes there. Yes, this should do.
Doors can close. This is what I wanted to see. The aggression coming out from Fisher Falcons. Something we haven't gotten from them for so long. Take this fight over. Jerk is now going to download the enemy positions. Upload them maybe onto Twitter, but it's just all for naught. Winthrop University slowed down massively. And it's all up to Nazi to win a 1v4. And I believe in the power of Nazi. But I also believe in the power of numbers. Okay, they're doing it. They were cooking for a second. Fisher Falcons just cooking something a little bit more delicious. This is the final round of the half. This is almost there here. But Sunset is going by at breaking speeds. First of the smokes. Slow approach from Winthrop. All of the corners need to be cleared. Jerk walks away with millions. And not only that, but covered by the enemy smoke. Get over towards safety. Here it is. The cord has been pulled. The first of the rockets, a shot in the dark, and one that is going to yield massive results for Winthrop University. Infiltrator set themselves up in the corner. Couldn't quite get the kill onto Nanners, and that's going to give this Cypher the chance to use an ultimate. But here's where clutch factor of Sunset. You just play for time. You jiggle that spike. You play for ping. You go back and forth. The wall going up is even just going to make things easier for them. You fire for the smoke. Wait a minute, Tim. Tim, there's no way that they got away with the half. But even with getting away from the half is not going to do them any good. Jerk 3K, Winthrop University, securing a dominant first half, 9-3. Though I do loathe to say that, 9-3. You don't know what happens in that instance. This is just feels like an Infiltrator game and a Jerk game, a Winthrop game in general. Infiltrator, though, the fact that they have 18 kills is not a stat line that you cannot ignore. And now we're going to see how the Winthrop University defense is going to handle the Fisher Falcons. They languished, Fisher did, in their defense. They just couldn't figure out rhyme or reason to how fast they were being played against. A quick haunt is going to slow them down. There's no way that Infiltrator just walks in on them. Winthrop University wants to take the fight to Fisher Falcons. They get the numbers there. Nasi pushed away by the poison orb, delaying the push into them using that flashbang. It's going to set themselves up to use that aftershock. Again, delaying the spike. Oh, Jerk. What a flank. No one the wiser. This smoke is going to protect them, but I don't think they realize on the other side. Jerk walks away with a double kill. And I don't care if this is just the pistol round. That was the perfect lurk.
Clutch. You copied on nothing.
Winthrop University, the first collegiate team ever to step into challengers. And I think we are all getting a clear understanding of why they did.
That goes there.
Jerk's got the double Cypher trip set up. Put a real quick cam on the tree. Everyone take notes here because Jerk has this prime and ready to go. First of the recon darts. Not going to gather much information. The camera has been dealt with. And now Jerk is ready to go. Gucci has the smokes available. They're making sure they're covering all odd angles for their teammate. Without that dark cover there, Fisher Falcons are going to push on the side. Jerk does have the Spectre that's giving them these close range encounters and these engagements. First of the paranoias are going to come through! And hearing the footsteps of Yanel. Sweeping it up there. Quick flick back over to Nanners. An Infiltrator is going to zoom Ferrari peak on top of that. Winthrop University, 2 more rounds to victory. 2 more rounds to map number 1 in this best of 5. Eleven to 3. This is the bonus round for Winthrop University. It's looking already amazing. Infiltrator just feels like they want to keep going for it. Gucci's gonna walk into it. Delayed by the wire. Everything. Nothing is gonna stop Gucci. Nothing is gonna stop Winthrop University. This bonus round looking so clean from them, and how far forward Nazi is. Here's the first of the shots. Dealt a lot of damage to the Cypher of Nanners. Alone and by themselves in a 1v3. Yanel has a Phantom, but it doesn't matter. They looked in one direction. Jerk was just coming out of market. And that, my friends, everyone who is watching, is now Winthrop University, map number 1 on match point.
Match point.
You're hoping for it. You're praying for something. If you're Fisher Falcons. A ray of sunlight and the dark clouds gathering above your head that Winthrop University has overcast on top of you. Gucci shuts the doors down and Market Infiltrator shuts down the door on A main from the lurking Viper. The rest of the Fisher Falcons on B main. But they can't go this way. Why? Because Cypher is there. They cannot fight this out. The trips are going to make it so difficult for them to get in. And now it just continues to go into disaster after disaster. Nanners, that has been the ringer for the Fisher Falcons, is gone. Oh, up comes the paranoia. They opened the door because they knew they were on the other side. A showstopper living up to its name. And Yanel, out of desperation, a Hunter's Fury. But the Hunter's Fury has been quelled. Winthrop University taking map number 1. 13 to 3. Infiltrator putting up 24 kills. A 394 ACS. And those are the kind of numbers that when you see them, throws you into chaos. The Fisher Falcons, all over the place it felt like on Sunset, but a reminder that this was the map choice of Winthrop University. But we do look forward to map number 2, hopefully very soon, of Icebox. Of the Eastern region here for College Valorant is about to continue. We're looking at a, once again, Fisher Falcons on the back foot, 0-1 against Winthrop University, who had a dominant performance out of map number 1 from Sunset, but it all needs to be wiped clean. This is a best of 5, so a lot of chances here for the Falcons to right the ship. They're going to be the ones starting off on attack. Zerona, we're going to get the jet from them, and it's a really quick execution. Trade for trade, though. Zerona's out of here. Infiltrator brought to the heel by the Blast Sheriff. Now we remember how Icebox works. The spike has been set up. Now you're going to play off-site. It's still going to be Nanners on this Reyna. An interesting pick, something you don't see very often. Try and get off-site. Lots of noise being made by Winthrop University. Gucci somehow turns it around on Nanners. One headshot from the Sheriff has given them everything they need. With the low health that they had, there's just no chance, no opportunity. And Winthrop University, in the dire straits that they were in, are turning things right back around. Moves needs to be this forward-facing position. And it almost ended in disaster for the Falcons. Almost once again. But they pulled off with just the last player of Yunel.
Right here.
Round number 2. It got maybe a little bit closer than the Falcons were hoping for. And it may be another round that's going to be close yet again. Their lurk not panning out in the way that they were hoping. The Classic proving to be the superior weapon. Infiltrator blinded out by the Lear. Yunel is going to even the numbers, but Infiltrator, Sheriff, they're zooming in. They want to fight Nanners. Holding on strong. Going to overheal back up to full health. And then some. They were already full health. Now they're at full shields go along with it. The spike finally being planted. But the numbers, when you still look at this buy round, is evened out. Not even anymore. It's gone. The Falcons have pulled ahead. Little close, little scary on their buy round, but they've managed to do it. They managed to secure it. Now we're looking at their bonus. But Winthrop University has guns now. Winthrop University is scary now. Winthrop University is ready now.
Time for a field test.
All right, Winthrop University moves. It's a little scary.
Spike down A.
Infiltrator was still on that high ground, so gets the trade. And it's going to be able to get the Vandal that was left behind off of the body. And Aussie is going to get blasted away. Now Gucci needs to make sure they're keeping an eye for Kitchen. Tim thought about going up onto that high ground. Gucci, I wonder if they heard that. If not, at the very least, Jerk definitely did. They're not wanting to push this issue anymore. The Fisher Falcons, this is their bonus round and the best opportunity that they have to close this out and to actually be able to get there. But Gucci walking into Tube, gonna blow them away. Looking at the final remaining remnants of the Fisher Falcons.
30 seconds left.
Last chance, last opportunity here on B. Winthrop University having to keep an eye on all possible angles, all possible sites. Gucci's going to put up a poison orb. They heard the noise! Gucci wanted to go for the swing. Mananners is going to shut that down. And any hopes and dreams here for Winthrop University to be able to stop the bonus round of the Fisher Falcons. A 2v1. And Fisher Falcons has the post plant on their side. Has the utility set up. They have the turret. They have the numbers. They have everything.
Turret out.
Jerk has to try and do this. Gets rid of the turret. Looking all over at all possible angles. First of the swarm grenades are going to go off. Jerk slowed down even more. And now deciding the very last moment to just get the heck out of dodge. They want to take the fight against Nanners. The fight is going to be lost, but Nanners is just going to get rid of the snowman. They survived through the spike going off. They survived their bonus round. And Winthrop University needs to figure out what they need to do on this icebox defense. The Fisher Falcons are gaining numbers up so much on their attack.
There.
And this is gonna be fast. Fisher Falcons. Oh, and the Hunter's Fury. Moves was able to slow them down, and in the throes of death, puts down the wall. Fisher Falcons are just gonna blow it up. They're gonna get rid of it. They're also gonna get rid of some of their numbers. Oh my goodness, Zerona had to be quick. One sheriff shot to their body. This is all Zerona is gonna be punished for. Off the back of that wall. Gucci, ever diligent in clearing their angles, but once they're walled, they need to get over onto the other side. Numbers not working for them!
Spike
Gucci
down
and Jerk with just a Marshall and a Stinger. Gucci has 20 bullets. But like we saw, the dynamic duo from Winthrop University, the Tim Nanners Fisher Falcons dynamic duo, climbs and cleans their way to another round. The 4th round in a row here for the Fisher Falcons. Sunset? Not Fisher Falcons map. Winthrop University was a 13-3 dominance from them. This time around on Icebox, the map choice of the Fisher Falcons. This feels like a completely different team. Ones that want to be in charge of their own destinies. But is Zerona going to pull them through into it? And an operator here, Gucci,
here.
wants to go for the shot. Hey, wait a minute. We're hearing attacks on all sides. Gucci needs to hope for the reinforcements to get in here relatively quickly. Here it comes. Sonar dart denied. Poison orb going down. A quick snake bite. This is gonna tell the Fisher Falcons that they just need to get out of here. Winthrop University, the deadlock here from Moobs falls. Fisher Falcons are making that rotation, but no one is in mid. And Tim's just gonna stay here. Wait and see if anyone's gonna do anything. Winthrop University has spread back around. Here it is. First dart, Nanners. Seen by the owl drone. But needs to be very cognizant of the deadlock trips that are on this site. One hit of them goes off. They're running out of time. Fisher Falcons, less than 30 seconds to go. The lockdown is expended. Who is going to be pulled into the grave? The wires wrapping around you now, trying to plant the spike. Nanners looking towards heaven. A double kill for them. The infiltrator operator shot goes off, but all that matters is the spike has been planted. Nanners inside of their Empress. Jerk through the flank. Nanners, oh, quick zip line finds their way to safety. But it's infiltrator right there. They get taken down, a 1v1, all on the shoulders of Nanners. Jerk needs to make this happen to get their first win. But they couldn't do it. Nanners, a 4K for the Reyna. Fisher Falcons.
They're flooded.
And even more. Oh, actually, Nanners didn't pick up the operator in time. So a little bit of a silver lining here for the Falcons. Or for Winthrop University, rather. But still, for the Falcons, they don't really have to worry. Their economy is in such good shape. Really, what's there to struggle against? Meanwhile, on Winthrop's side, not looking good. Only so much that could have been done there by Nazi. Fisher Falcons, very confident in their attack, very confident in their plans once again for Icebox. This is methodical. This approach that they have on how they fight this map is nothing short of brilliance. As brilliance continues to show forth from Blast, holding up the flank, holding up the rear. Really, what can you do if you're Winthrop University? Really, what are you going to do if you're Jerk? You only have a Marshall. You only are alone in a 1v4. A valiant effort for Jerk. But it's, again, Nanners. That is clean as can be. The Fisher Falcons. This attack from them is unprecedented. Especially after what we saw from Sunset.
Turret out.
Get out of my way.
Fisher Falcons. Again, it's always A. Doesn't feel like the script has changed much for this team. Winthrop University has very valuable lockdown, very valuable Viper's Pit. These ultimates could swing the first round for them in their favor. Nanners caught inside of the deadlock trip. And this, we almost saw the lockdown expended, but Nazi's double kill says, no, we don't really need to do that. Blast! Walks onto site, and that's going to be the cue here for the lockdown to be used. This is just going to be simple from Blast. Just walk away.
Can't use that yet.
Not even worry about that. You still have the Viper's Pit available on the other side. If Gucci decides to use this. But they've been pushed off. And the decision now has been made for Blast and Tim to go back to A, fake the rotation. But the turret is going to catch them. They only have under 40 seconds to go.
30 seconds left.
Time is getting tighter and tighter. The constraints
One
getting
enemy
closer
remaining.
and closer. Fisher Falcons. By some miracle, they're going to have to be able to do this. Winthrop University denying miracles. Denying Fisher Falcons any more rounds in a row. One, finally getting their first on the board. But there's still so much that they need to do and so much ground that they need to cover themselves. Maybe a small hiccup in the road for Fisher Falcons. I like this approach from Winthrop University. I like the space that they're taking. And the wall being that sacrificial lamb, because the Fisher Falcons don't want this angle cut off. Up comes the first of the Lear. Making sure that Winthrop University hasn't pushed too far forward. Infiltrator doesn't land the operator shot, but it did do a heck of a lot of damage onto Zerona. Tim has their eyes peeled towards kitchen. The only problem is that they need to be careful of mid. Shock dart, one. Tim walked up. Jerk A lot of damage onto Tim, but a lot of damage themselves. It's gonna give up just that little bit of space. Nazi has their eyes here. Recon dart's gonna go down, but now they've been found out. They need to get rescued by someone from the other side of the team. The operator, first victim, a second one, but there's still the numbers that Infiltrator has to work against. They pull out the classic. Nanners is gone. It's 2v1. Jerk has 84 HP. The spike is right there in front of them, right in the corner, but they need to watch out because on the other side, Tim was right there. 4 HP, blast right through the wall. Couldn't even see their target. Fisher Falcons. So very close once more, but by the skin of their teeth, pulls ahead with another round won.
Turret out.
Okay, blinded out, pushed off. Gucci does have the Viper's Pit they can use. They're being conservative with it, though. They're being patient with it. Tim. Always my favorite one. First of that goes down, and here it is. Gucci waiting quite some time for being able to use that, but instead of planting the spike in his usual spot, it's going to go all the way over on the other side. Here's the kicker, though. You now have the spike! Jerk! Taking off 2 heads from the Fisher Falcons. Nanners knows. And they want to get rid of Jerk, but how can you? Now you got an... Gucci caught completely unawares. The Viper's Pit is gone. Nanners gonna walk in. They hear the reload. And they wanted to go as fast as they could on that. Nanners working their way up towards an ace. Sees Nasi there on the other side, but being very patient, not getting baited by the ace that they so desperately want, but it is now in their favor. Pick up the overheal. You know Nasi's at Snowman. You're putting yourself up on the zip rope. Can Nanners do it? Can they get the ace? The Fisher Falcons, all they had to do is just get rid of Nasi. They got a Vandal. They don't have much health. They're just playing it patiently. Nanners waiting. Oh, Nanners could have done it right there, and they do. The Fisher Falcons taking the first ace of this series, and who better to have done it than Arena, than Nanners. And now 8 rounds won.
Here. Spike carrier is killed.
Fisher Falcons.
Spike down A.
They're showing up on Icebox. Are they ever? But so is Infiltrator, that outlaw. Putting in the work, and now they got the blades. Let's see if the kunai is going to be on their side. It's going to work for them. The Hunter's Fury. One caught inside of this, and Nanners done with this round. It is time for the Empress to be crowned. They're going to zip line across. They're going to walk right there. And Nanners is taken down by moves.
Last player standing.
Winthrop University is doing it.
Thrifty.
Just a thrifty round for them. Sometimes as easy as that. They get nice shiny new weapons. And Winthrop University still has a chance to make this first half not as dire as it once was looking. At the very least can go into this 8-4.
Take flight.
Flying up in the air we go. Oh. Now it's Yunel's chance, Yunel's opportunity to use their own Hunter's Fury. We've seen 2 kills now, one from each side of the fence. Fisher Falcons, very quick to get on here, very quick to use it. Zerona, very quick to eliminate everyone in their sight lines. Winthrop University's best possible chance. May have to, oh, and Zerona seeing the little piggies. I'm sure. Now the legs. Now sweeping them from off of their feet. Zerona, hungry, bloodthirsty, red in their eyes. Gucci's gonna hold their ground, get rid of them there, but now they're pushed right into the waiting arms of none better than Nanners. Fisher Falcons,
Last round.
9 rounds. There is a possibility for the Falcons to go into the first half 10-2.
Turret out.
There.
Fisher Falcons ready to put an end to this half. Infiltrator just gets out in the nick of time, but Nazi wanted to hold on to the high ground for far too long. That Zerona is going to be able to make the trade on. Here's the Zerona knives. They see on the other side the moobs sonic sensor. Oh, they want to go for it. They want to go quick onto this. But Zerona's shots were not hitting. Infiltrators, on the other hand, are making massive impact for Winthrop University. It's a 3v2. Make that a 3v1. And Yanel is right there. The sonar dart is going to give out the information. They can go right in for it. I'm getting deja vu this time, everyone who's watching. But instead of sunset, instead of the sunny streets of Los Angeles, we're in the cold, frigid wastelands of Icebox, where the Fisher Falcons are 9 against Winthrop's 3. And when the sides flipped, Winthrop did not drop a single round after the sides were flipped, after they became the defenders. And that's it. And that map ended 13-3.
Keep it cool. That's how you survive.
Here.
Now for Winthrop University on the attack. Things need to change here. Otherwise, we could be looking at a full best of 5 series on our hands. So close. They're spread out all across the map. 2 in mid. 1 holding for this flank inside of their own spawn. Look at what's about to happen with Gucci. Catching Nanners on the back approach. The net may have caught their target.
Poison's off.
But at the very least, they've slowed things down using that swarm grenade. Yanel, the defender of mid, moves, ready to wall things off. First one is going to come up. Cut off pathways from Snowman, giving Nazi the chance to actually plant the spike. But that's always what's scary about the deadlock wall. People can still see on the other side of it. It doesn't cut off the sight lines. It doesn't cut off these angles of attack. And so they may not be able to walk into it. They can still fire through it. Winthrop University. Only 2 players left alive. Only 2 players ready to fight. Nazi all alone. Fisher Falcons blasting away, firing away on all cylinders. Second half, first pistol round, second pistol round rather, is theirs.
Turret out.
Over there.
We've been having a good showing so far from the Fisher Falcons. And a reminder that this is a grudge match between the 2 teams, but from Winthrop University, they know that their backs are against the wall. This needs to be a force from them. They need to close out this round as quickly as possible and put as many rounds on the board as they possibly can. Oh, but Zerona misses the first shot. Wait, no, they didn't miss the shot, but Moobs had just had the full armor, the full HP to bring them in. Walking forward, pushing in as best they can. And what a bloodbath it has been. The spike is still going to be planted. Hussey has a Spectre now. And Winthrop University just wants to push in quick. They want to fight fast. They're still going. They're not stopping. They've done it. Winthrop University's force. The gamble paid off. At the very least, putting up some more rounds. Showing some big time signs of life for this team.
Don't overthink it. That's my job.
Clean engagements here that we had from Winthrop University, but now they need to continue the momentum forward once more. We're kind of back on even footing. Oh, but Zerona has been seen by the recon bolts. Not wanting to test their luck against Winthrop University is going to give up some of this space. And look at the perfect placement of that wall. They can't go any further, and they're trying to ring out, plant that spike, but no one brave enough to walk on the other side of this Viper smoke until it goes down. Nanner's stuck on the ground! But even with that net on top of them, they're still getting away with so much. Tim Snakebite chews through them, jerk! Beaten out by the Sheriff at range. And Zerona is gonna yeehaw cowboy this to Fisher Falcons. It was a hiccup in that second round of the second half. But just a hiccup. Fisher Falcons, 2 more rounds. 2 more to go. Nanners. Seen, but alive. Really all that matters for this team. Fisher Falcons. So very close to victory. Cannot falter here! Infiltrator wanted to go fast as they could and overwhelm the senses of Tim. But you're not overwhelming Fisher Falcons. Not on the map of Icebox. Soaring high in this sky. Now on match point. One more round to go for the Fisher Falcons! But Tim was caught unawares. Drake is going to pick up the spike. Winthrop University at least have the numbers on their side. Infiltrator, a better weapon to go along with it. But how much can they squeeze out of what little that they do have? It looks like one heck of a lot here. Fisher Falcons, 2 players. Now, and Winthrop University fighting for every single scrap, every single piece of chance and possibilities.
Last player standing.
And they're doing it. Winthrop University holding on for dear life. A flawless round from them and a flawless round that's needed. But it's 7 rounds in a row that needs to be won. I believe in Winthrop University. I do. For the Fisher Falcons, they can make these mistakes and they can make these errors. Winthrop University needs to have nothing less than perfection.
Throwing that.
Stealing sight.
They're doing it, Winthrop University. Continuing the relentlessness that they need to put forward. Moves may be gone, but they still have the backup Sentinel of Jerk. If they need to, and a lockdown even more so. Every single piece of utility, every single ultimate is going to be picked apart piece by piece. It's as valuable as it possibly can be. And Zerona only has this operator and a 1v3 against Jerk, against Nasi, and against none other than Gucci themselves. Zerona has the opportunity to do this. They can save, they can hold off, they can play it carefully. But somehow, against all odds, Winthrop University is doing it. Winthrop University is surviving.
Win. Show me where to go.
Okay. Fisher Falcons were able to do it in the previous half.
Right here.
They were able to do 6 rounds in a row. And for Winthrop University, it needs to be 8 rounds in a row to at the very least just bring us into overtime. This is not going to be easy by no stretch of the imagination, by no stretch of the words. And it may become that much more difficult.
You should run.
Nasi caught off on the back foot by Nanners. And this lockdown having to be used. There is no other choice, no other opportunity. They do need to keep an eye on Heaven. Shark has fallen in mid. Now you have to put up the Viper's Pit. You're gonna deny one avenue of entry, but they can just walk up through the stairway and counter with the lockdown of their own. But they're staying inside of here. The Fisher Falcons just need to play the patient game. Oh, and they knew it. Infiltrator had to have gotten rid, so they weren't found out. Last player standing. Gucci alone in a 1v3. 33 HP. And the numbers stacked. The numbers too much. The Fisher Falcons have done it. 13-6, taking map number 2.
Defenders win.
Bringing us in this best of 5 series 1-1. But it is still far from over, everyone who's watching. This is a best of 5. If we take a look at the compositions between the two teams, I think we're going to notice a lot of differences here. Between Winthrop University, going for the double initiator, versus Fisher Falcons, for the double controller setup. Everything outside of that, kind of pretty similar here. But for Fade is going to be the one burgeoning that initiator position. And Omen's going to be the one to be that solo controller for Winthrop University. Now it begins. First round here. Winthrop on attack. Fisher Falcons on the defense. Both teams 1-1. The lower finals for College Valorant, the East region. Oh, Yanel is peeking back and forth. Walks in, but Nazi was not ready for Yanel on the other side of that. Separated from the rest of the team by the snake bite. It's going to be an easy pickup here for them. Winthrop University looking behind them. Whoa, Jerk had to have saved the day. Had to have been the one to stomp Zerona. And thank their lucky stars that they did.
Here.
One goes in, one goes out. A pick for a pick. Here's where Winthrop is going to struggle. They don't have any smokes. They don't have any form of cover. Bring themselves into the side. Flash playing is so close up in the air. Infiltrator just couldn't quite land the shots. Thankfully, Kuchi comes in for the trade. Not only that, but an extra pick to go along with it. It is Fisher Falcons who are bleeding, bloody. Kuchi needs to get to the other side for safety. A flash to delay the approach. Jerk push far ahead, seeing if they can capitalize off that flashbang. Not quite yet. Fisher Falcons, they are bleeding. They are hurting. All it takes is a couple of shots. No way, Gucci goes for that, and then goes off and gets a 4K in the pistol round. These pistol rounds just built different out of these teams. Winthrop University had a spectacular recovery after the loss of Nasi, and the first initial moments of that round brought it back and won that pistol round. Here on map number 3 of Lotus.
Cover going out.
Full stack game. You have the weapons. Winthrop University knows this. All inside of tree. Funnel your way into here. Overwhelm the site with force, with power, with strength. They dip out on the other side. Infiltrator. It was so close for them to be taken out, but they still want to go. They still want to put this forward. Team Ace, though, Winthrop University, is a simple strategy. It's a simple idea. Lightning quick, overwhelm them, take the names. Winthrop University on their bonus. Scary. I don't know. Maybe a little overzealous in the shot they took. It could have actually ended in their death. Had they perhaps been just a smidge, a tiny bit more patient. Again, we're seeing, though, this attack on B. And again, we're seeing Nazi be the first blood, the first elimination. And so now that Winthrop University doesn't have any smokes, whatever engagement, whatever site they're going to try and force their way onto just became astronomically more difficult. Oh my goodness. And the timing off of the back of that, the communication that needed to have happened there to catch someone unbreakable. And Infiltrator's precise execution.
Take hold.
Moobs makes their way up the stairway. They'd be able to catch Yanel off guard. Actually, Moobs They're doing it. They've done it. They've got their way in. One in sands and one through drop. Winthrop University. This is the team that we remember from Sunset. This is the team that we know and love. Just needs to get rid of the last little pieces. They've tried to go for the wingman plant. We're denied that, but time is starting to run out for them. Gucci playing it safe, not doing it on the box that you can shoot through. Spike is gonna go down. They're making so much footsteps. Gucci just at the tail end of being able to find safety there. He is gonna be able to find just that. Now it's a 1v1. Gucci had no health, nothing to work with. Blast pulled ahead and stopped the bonus round of Winthrop University. But it is still a very costly round for the Fisher Falcons. One that Winthrop University are smiling, grinning ear to ear that they know of.
Placing alarm bot. Turn out. Placing swarm grenade. Placing swarm grenade. Placing swarm grenade. Bot coming back. Alarm bot out.
It's 2-1. Winthrop University still in the lead. Moves. A phenomenal first engagement. Has gotten rid of Nanners, but Falcons still have Tim on the Omen.
Cover going out.
He's still alive, but Tim is holding doggedly on that corner. This battle of C is one to... It's battle on both sides of the map. 1 for 1, and Tim has the judge ready to go. Nasty as can be. Wingman set up for the spike. Little buddy going in. Protect him at all costs. Don't let him fall. Spike is going to be planted, and Gucci gets to hold on to the big time breach ultimate here. The Rolling Thunder ready to go, but oh my goodness, they've almost got blew up, but they're tethered down onto the ground. The rotating doorway once more, but not blinded. They need to go over onto the other side. Look at how far Jerk had done for the wraparound, all for it to end in naught. The Fisher Falcons pulling through and securing and tying this all up. Nice, neat, and in a bow. 2-2. And a reminder that Fisher Navy is waiting for one of these teams. So we either have the rematch against Winthrop University, who put them here in the first place, or the Fisher Civil War.
Here.
All right, you gotta be careful. You can't let Tim get away with it again. Fast they go, but Tim still has that corner covered and protected. No one cleared it, and so they're getting away with so much. Tim, before he being brought to heel, got a double kill. Spike didn't get planted by Wingman. Moobs is alone. Wanted to go for the fight. People safe behind them. Oh, Nanners. Oh, they're so hungry for it. They wanted to get the classic out. Moves tried their best. They really were. The Falcons are just not having any of that ridiculousness. None whatsoever. At least for Winthrop University, they have the funding now. They have money. It's very important. Something here.
Right there.
All right, Winthrop University needs to be quick on this. It's one lurker, though. All by themselves. Moves. They just get taken out by Tim again. Thrash is going to clear out all through site. Drop has been pushed away. And now they know that, for the most part, they can get onto the site itself.
Spike planted.
It's going to be planted. Blast. That is good discipline here to not plant the lockdown. Realizing that someone had to be on the other side of this. Lockdown planted. Nightfall used. Ultimates all abound. Infiltrator trying so desperately to get rid of this lockdown. But now it's going to be a battle inside of tree. Did 2 get detained? 2 did get detained inside a tree. And Nazi thought they were going to be over there. No, they didn't. It was just... Zerona doesn't care. They're concussed all over the place. And really, what are you going to do with that Thrash? Jerk's going to walk inside of there and meet their maker. The Fisher Falcons. 4-2. All right, Winthrop University, they're struggling to find their footing on Lotus, where they had such a strong performance on their attack. They're still going for A. They're still pushing here. Oh my goodness. They get over on the other side of that. An Infiltrator is bodying Fisher Falcons. They are exploding them. 3 kills. A tree is still a place they need to keep their eye on. Blast needs to look over to the other side. My goodness gracious, are we looking at the second ace of the series? It is very close. Infiltrator has the 4K. Infiltrator has the numbers. But it was Nanners, who none other than may be passing on that mantle.
Toxins going up.
The previous ace holder themselves. Slowly inching, weaseling their way. Benassi may have denied the ace for Infiltrator, but they secured the round, and that is all that matters for Winthrop. That is all that needs to be talked about here. Because even through winning that round, Gucci is in a tough position. No one able to buy them. They gotta lightly work their way through this, for lack of a better word. Jump over and around. You haven't seen this. There is no way that Winthrop wants to take their chances in C. On the other side, Nanners had it planned perfectly inside their head. They saw the script, they saw into the future. But Winthrop University, oh my goodness gracious. Firing through the smoke. Flabbergasted that Winthrop University wanted to go inside of the Viper's pit. Maybe thinking that they'd been hitting A a little bit too much? Or maybe thinking that they could catch Nanners out inside of there, but whatever they were thinking, yeah, Fisher Falcons feeling like they were just one step ahead of that thought process.
Help!
Turret out.
How to push in now for Winthrop University. C site didn't pan out in the ways that they were expecting, and so what are you gonna do with C? You've been defanged a few times. Feeling lost at a few moments. Look at how overwhelming this is. Lasted just enough damage for Infiltrator to be able to claim the kill there. You're sitting in Wingman to die, and now you've lost the spike. Thankfully, Dizzy might just be good enough, and a lockdown has to be used so they can even just get to the spike. No Omen ultimate to try and pick it up. Jerk falls at breakable.
Cover
Thankfully,
going out.
Nasi and how far they pushed in, how far they weaseled around. Gonna be able to get this, but have you accounted for Blast, who's
player
at drop?
standing.
No, you haven't. Moves. He just couldn't do it. One to their left, one in heaven. Fisher Falcons. This was a team from Sunset that I guess just needed to warm up. Sunset wasn't their map. Sunset just wasn't anything. But from Icebox into Lotus, this team making the correct calls, the correct decisions. By God, is it working? Winthrop University is a very light buy.
You did good.
Pull it in. Wait for it here. Infiltrator is going to give us our first look at what they can do with a Bucky on C.
Poison's on.
Falcons are having such good reads on this team. Almost phenomenal. They're waiting. Caught out. Tim. Tim is a bulwark. Tim is a
One
beast.
enemy
Tim
remaining.
is not letting anyone go. Tim has it right in their cards. Their mirror matchup of Nazi. And there you have it.
Worthless dead fools.
Tim is a force of nature. Tim is him. The first time in this series, we are getting a timeout from Winthrop University. The first from either one of these teams, happening here on map number 3.
Here. Here.
Winthrop University just had a nice long time out. Hopefully one that's gotta have something, right? This is a vital series for them. I think the biggest problem that they're running into is how long they take to fight these signs, but also just going into the hands. They've been going AC, back and forth. And now, Fisher Falcons know they're there. Look at how much they're stacking the site. And the dogged resistance from Winthrop University to not go for the rotate and for how much they want to keep fighting this out. It's just not working for them. Yunel gets jerked through the smoke inside of tree. This is painful. The pain. Winthrop University is used to it. And I can't believe it. They somehow turned it around on its head. Winthrop University
Here.
in a 3v2. Infiltrator has no HP. And so they're going to be the ones to make these engagements. They're going to have to be the ones to take this fight. They're going to have to be the ones to tell Fisher Falcons what's going on.
Grenade!
Decisive action.
Last
Nanners
player
has been
standing.
found out. That's good enough for Nasi to go there. Smoke is going to give Tim his cover that they need. Tim is sticking it. That was close. I got a little bit closer for comfort.
Last round in the half.
Winthrop University has done it. Winthrop University, much better after that timeout. And you have to give it to this team. even in moments where you think they should rotate, even in moments where you think this is not going to be good for them, they pulled through and they had a massive upset. And a 7-2 half on Lotus wouldn't be the end of the world, but it is your attacking half. They may have finally gotten the correct read here. No one from the Falcons are in C.
Ready.
They could do this. They have to have the realization that no one is here. So this is going to have to be the full player retake. The showstopper even being expended. An infiltrator, as they're walking into here, as they're going all over the place, they need to realize that no one is here. Moves lurked, ending in failure once more. The Fisher Falcons, a full force squadron against Winthrop University, who has planted for Mountain. No one watching behind them, no one being careful of where they are. Keep an eye on none other than Nasi and the wraparound that they're having. They need to go into waterfalls. Arona has and pulled out the showstopper. Jerk's double kill may have just sent it up into the heavens from above, but no one stops the defuse. No one has stopped Nanners.
Switching sides.
Winthrop University's best chance, their best opportunity. Winthrop University.
Poison orb emitting.
It's been a tough go for this team. Fisher Falcons gained a lot out of that first half on their defense. Winthrop University is going as quick as they possibly can. They're going as insane as they possibly can. Smokes all over the place, watching out for them. Moobs is going to have to deal with a title onslaught of the Falcons. They're doing their best. They're doing as much as they possibly can. And for one person left alone on the site. Not bad. You got to pick, and you got 8 HP to go along with it. This is Winthrop University. Feeling spicy on their first half. They still got to get rid of the final 2 players of the Falcons. They still got to get rid of what these players are remaining. A perfect flashbang. Zerona con out, Zerona blind, looking all over the place at all the different areas that they were being attacked on. Winthrop University getting the first pistol again. Sorry, second pistol again. Immaculate. Winthrop University pulled it off. They've given themselves the chance that they need. Look at what Tim is doing. Typical play from the page book. Typical.
Toxins going up.
It's breakable. And it's stunned out. And they're going to be hit by the pain shells. Nowhere for them to go except for to jump at breakable door. You could tell the panic that they were feeling. The reserved nature from Winthrop University did not take these fights much better this time around, though. They're not just throwing themselves out there. And massive props here from Gucci to play it safe, to play for the numbers. The Fisher Falcons did get the spike planted, but Winthrop University got this done flawlessly. Best of 5 series is just the gift that continues to give. First, it's bonus round. Winthrop University. So close. If they can secure this, may be able to tie up against the Fisher Falcons. A side has 2 players on it. Look what's about to happen here. First of the smokes go down. It's a trade for a trade. Both of the... Ooh, Nasi.
Spike down A.
That is deadly as can be.
Poison's off.
A 3v3 and another best opportunity and chance here for Winthrop University, but the Falcons have the numbers on their side, have the weapons and the firepower on their side, rather. Toxic screen going up, down almost just as quickly. Gucci trying to delay for his... Oh, they have seen them there! Blast! Caught unaware, so scared of what might come out of Stairway that they weren't ready for someone coming up their flank. Once they open the door, Tim needs to land those shots. That is beautiful from Tim. This is the player who got the ace in the previous round, and this is the player who is not letting anyone through tree. The Fisher Falcons stopping the bonus round of Winthrop University.
I'll take everything from them.
Take that sign as an opportunity here. Everyone who's watching.
Poison orb emitting.
Oh, Winthrop University wants to go on this quick. They want to see if maybe they can get rid of someone, but all of those footsteps are just telling the Falcons to go to C. ASAP. Get there fast. Nanners is still here. They heard the foot shot. They heard the shots. Paranoia. Dizzy. It's trades, though. Blast was there. Long-range engagements. Winthrop University is so hungry, so bloodthirsty to take these fights, it seems. Push him back. Jerk just barely scraping by. A couple of shots through rubble. Through the rubble itself. Doors open. Quick fault line, maybe to concuss and slow them down for a second. Quick TP over onto the other side and into mid. Moves hearing all of these footsteps. Zerona waiting for the lurker. There's gonna have to be massive plays here. Moves. Fisher Falcons is decisive. This team, all angles, all corridors, all possibilities covered. And another timeout for Winthrop University. Fisher Falcons are really abusing the double controller composition that they have. Winthrop University's double initiator didn't quite find the success that it needed to have found on attack, which is, once again, devastating that it didn't come to fruition in the ways that they were hoping. Winthrop University was able to get around after the timeout that they had in the previous half, so hopefully from here, looking to be able to make that happen once more. But you're able to scale up so cleanly of the Viper, and they're not even caring about smoking off this stairway. They want to take these fights. That's what the Falcons are looking for. Really? Oh my gosh. Moves had the angle. Moves saw Zerona, but the wall bang. Moves just couldn't handle it. Yanella's going to get the spike planted.
Spike planted.
Winthrop University. All the way back in. All the way back through. Couple of footsteps. I hear them up there. They all just got to play together, it almost feels like. The blind right there. Infiltrator's down on the ground. He somehow made it happen with a Spectre of all things. Paint shells are going to clean them through. Going to grab that Vandal. Very, very valuable weapon. They have no way that Tim is going to walk out of here out of their own smoke, and just like that. They're dancing around on the other side of this. Dirk finally gets rid of the person who decimated their team, but it does not matter because the Fisher Falcons are just feeling like a completely different team from what we saw out of Sunset, but the same team that we saw from Icebox. Fisher Falcons, oh so very close. And we're going to see another strategy from Winthrop University. The quick, the fast, the fault line into the dizzy. Maybe catch someone there, but Fisher Falcons are not going to fall into that one. Nasi is going to be on the other side of rubble with a one-way. Falcons aren't going to fall prey to that. They may even just walk on to B. Smoke goes out. Nasi setting themselves up for another one.
Face your fear.
Just letting him do it. Oh, here it comes. The Nightfall. Nasi finding safety. May be able to get away from the Prowler. Infiltrators. Showstopper. Gets rid of Nanners. First to the picks. Zoran on top of the high ground. Nasi's former camping grounds. Gonna try and reclaim it. It's Jerk. It's only can be Jerk. And they even have Dizzy to go along with it. Blast is gonna do it. No way that happens. Blast saw that as an opportunity. Moves is gonna take an opportunity of their own. Winthrop University. Finally. Able to gain at just the least a little bit of ground.
There. They are mine.
Fisher Falcons have been rebuked from their match point once more. Winthrop University.
There.
Giving them the what for, the what have you, and the how do you do. Blast is going to do the exact same thing. They're going in with a high ground. Blast is getting away with actual murder. The rocket goes a little far, but look at how much Moves health, how much health Moves has. That's how much in shock and awe I am. Rona has no HP, and again, it is all falling to pieces for Winthrop.
Last player standing.
Fisher Falcons dominating, dominance at its finest. Jerk, what have you got for us with Wingman? The little buddy fell to jelly.
Match point.
Fisher Falcons, match point. You got to be thankful to your Fisher Falcons for how well you're playing together. You're standing up to the Titan themselves, Winthrop University. Round one, you got knocked down by this team. before beginning a lower bracket run of dreams. Wasn't easy competition
Calling
either.
my bot.
Fraught with chaos, fraught with danger all across them. Zerona somehow still lives with the most minute of health, 13 HP. Oh my goodness, here comes the Rolling Thunder. Zerona, how did you somehow get a kill with 13 HP and concussed? On top of that, Infiltrator just wasn't there. Nanners on the approach. That lockdown is going to give them safety. This Viper's Pit, even more so. Here she wanted to go full speed ahead. Jerka had to have been the one. They stopped the spike defuse. And the decision has been made for the final two members of Falcons. Go on to B, plant the spike, and win the freaking game. Oh, and there's two of them right there. Blast
Attackers
is not gonna let this slip through the Falcons' fingers. Fisher Falcons, 13-7 against Winthrop University. Now in the lead, now on series point. If they can take this map of Split, they will be moving on. They will be ascending back into the upper bracket, into the grand finals, to begin this Fisher Civil War against Fisher Navy. A lower bracket run through of the century from Fisher Falcons. But can they do it? Small tech pause to get that sorted out. Like a mouse issue. Tech pause resolved. Winthrop University. Mouse issues in order now. Oh boy, the Fisher Falcons are gonna start off on attack, and what an attack this is about to be on A site. But it looks like Winthrop may have the right read here on them. Hopefully it's gonna work out for them. It's gonna be a fast engagement though. A paint shell for a dog. So much utility that Zorona's being hit with. And they had to play it just carefully enough to not be snake bitten by their own teammate. Very, very close for them. And now pivot towards the high ground. Gucci is gonna catch out Blast on an attempt to go up there, but Gucci's not gonna overextend. Rather, they're gonna rotate with the rest of the team up through heaven. The Sky Flash isn't gonna catch anyone. Gucci keeping an eye out here. The Poison Orb, they wanted to go and try to fight before it went up. It was very close. They took a little bit of damage. Are alive, and that's really what matters here. Back and forth between the two. You nailed the last remaining player. Look at how much health they have. 14 HP. That is it. They drop down on the ground. Nasi misses the shots? Couple of right clicks. Flash up on the high ground. Moves not blinded. You got a feel for Nazi though on that missed shot. You really do. All right, Winthrop University weathering the first pistol round of Split. Gucci's gonna back off. No one's actually on the site itself. They're not really wanting to take any chances here against the Falcons. And I don't blame them either for that.
Cover going out.
You kind of have to get ready for the eventual attack that's coming through. Long range engagement here, but Gucci,
Spike
knowing
down,
that someone
B.
was behind the box, shoots through it. A double kill for this Omen. Zorona's walked all the way towards their spawn. Oh my gosh! What a right click from Nanners. Spike is still going to be planted, and against all odds, the Falcons are making this work, but they are still hurting massively. Now, the only one even resembling something healthy is going to be Blast. And that might be a completely different story with how fast Infiltrator is going to go in. Blast in the middle of using their utility. He's going to pay the ultimate price from it. Looking up to the high ground, Zerona lands the shots. The snake bites, pushing Infiltrator away. Vulnerable, but they didn't have their weapon out. Infiltrator falls. A thrifty for the Falcons. 1-1.
Just let loose.
Baking it in, back and forth, looking all over the place. Dog now, ready to enter. Oh, Gucci. Gucci's been seen, but Gucci. They've been seen, but they're still gonna go back out there. The Frenzy King wants to do it. They want to try moves.
Spike down, B.
It's a double kill. It's still, though, the Fisher Falcons that swarmed their way onto the site. Quick, clean, effective, but most importantly, deadly. Jerk tried their best. Fisher Falcons, 2-1. Ooh, hello, the triple infiltrator. Winthrop University. Taking everything. Taking the space. Taking the picks. Taking the kills. The spike wasn't on this side. Instead, it's going to be on A long. You do have on the other end Jerk. And Tim is going to boldly go where no Omen really should be.
Flawless.
Incredibly bold play from them. Because you gotta try something at the very least, right? Winthrop University holds on through a flawless round. Not holds on, they are phenomenally doing this through a flawless round. 2-2. This is reminiscent of Sunset, it feels like. Mel smoked. Vince cleared. Fisher Falcons are swarming all over A, and there's no one really here to stop them. This is all about to break out on A, and Jerk is going to have to try their best to stop it. But the problem is, Heaven is going to be taking control of. Up comes the Showstopper. Jerk has to get out of there. Jerk has to get away. This is good for Winthrop University. They've gotten rid of the Showstopper, but I guess in recompense, they've lost Jerk by a Spectre. Zerona is clearing their way through, had the boom bot in hand for Gucci to be able to grab a kill onto them. Spike is planted though. Blast has the flashbang. Not quite confident enough to take the swing. Finally found their confidence. Infiltrator's rocket does go off, but they get bullets rocketed back at them. Gucci has no other choice but than to try and... They're blinded. They've been seen. They've been spotted. Trying to stop this. This is perfect from Gucci. But they tried to go for the stick. And Blast was still on the high ground. Blast was still in heaven. Fisher Falcons eking by on another round, it feels like sometimes. But all that matters is that they are doing that. They are getting these rounds. And they are just barely ahead.
Keep up.
Quick jump peek. Nazi was seen in Vince. Dogs at the very least gonna make sure that someone was seen there. Might be a fault line in trade for a fault line. So Rona is stuck by the aftershock. That is perfect layering of utility. Someone's been found out through a tripwire. Up in heaven. Nanners, seen. Not gone. Oh my word. Mid is still the battleground where this map, this round is being decided. And it's decisively here for Winthrop University.
Toxins going up.
Nanners is going to try and distract using their toxic screen. The Jerk isn't going to play into the hands of that just yet. You know, someone's got to be coming in this direction, and from where they're playing, so perfectly. Good foresight from Jerk to back off and hide out in safety of their spawn, because they don't need to fight this. They have control of the spike. And Fisher Falcons, Nanners, and Tim, they're just saving. No, they're not. They're going to go and pick up the spike from Tim. I just realized that they have the ultimate. They can go over there, and they can plant the spike with just enough time remaining. But Nanners has their eyes here. You have sent all the way over on the other side. Tim is so ready to go for it. Tim is doing it. How? I don't know. Through some amazing test of skill, but they turn around and Moob walks up on them in the timing of the Sentry. Nanners has the spike on their side. They may just have the wraparound here. They're both looking in this direction. But it just wasn't meant to be. Winthrop University, knowing what's at stake here, knowing what is on the line. It's 3-3 on split. Seeing the Fisher Falcons trying to go for mid again. Winthrop University doesn't even think this is a battle worth taking. How can you blame them? They won it the last time. The Falcons have no money. They have no cash. They have no expenditure to be able to use on any of this. And this is a testament to the trust from Winthrop to leave a solely in Jerk hands. First one comes in, caught inside of there, up comes the cage, out goes the Rona. Jerk is blinded, but no one can stop them. Jerk is just putting it all on the line, all the cards on the table. Flawless from Winthrop. And a lead gained once more. Let's hope that something can be pieced together here for the Fisher Falcons. But Winthrop University are nowhere near out of the woods just yet. Fisher Falcons are making sure to keep this as close as they possibly can. The woods are starting to have some sunshine peek through the trees. Winthrop University doesn't want to go into Vince. They instead want to rotate through Heaven on B and back over where Jerk is here by themselves. The smoke knows that they're in there. They're so blinded. Zorona makes a swing in. Nanners, unbelievable, unreal that they just got away with that. And they're going to be able to do it again. They have the spike planted. Winthrop University was so close. The timing in so many different instances. It doesn't matter if Nanners is on Reyna or Viper. They're gonna walk away with your entire team almost. Moobs doesn't even want to try to do this. Saving time for them. All right, Winthrop University got a blow thrown right back at them. The Fisher Falcons ready to take up the mantle if they need to. That is a big need that they had to get it back for themselves. And I do want to touch on the composition that we're seeing, which is an almost complete mirror matchup. The Fisher Falcons going for the double controller. Winthrop University really confident on the double initiator. Didn't quite work for them on Lotus, but Split hoping to be a different tale that can be spun for this team. It needs to be. Getting out of there. Zorona, the satchel charging infiltrator. And the throes of death gets rid of Yanel before finally being brought to heal. Up at the high ground, there's no way that Nazi had utility out, hearing all of that going. And then an aftershock thrown in there just for good measure. Zorona blasted a little bit by their own teammate before blasting a rocket of their own. Getting off just in time before the dog catches them out there. A little bit of a chomp. Aftershock. And a flashbang. Oh, okie dokie. Tim is up on the high ground. Jerks. In your flank.
Last player standing.
Tim just had the high ground positioning. Then they go for the Gucci paranoia onto them. Every single piece of utility expended to secure this round. Gucci. It was so close. But again, the dominance of Nanners and the dominance of Tim
Fusion cells.
has
Okay, my arms are good.
given the Falcons so much. Out of all of the maps that they played, and especially in that round, it has now given them the lead once more. Guiding Light heard its target. Moobs knows someone's on the other side. Moobs knows that someone is there. Oh. And now they know that Moobs is there. There's nowhere they could go. How could you? Where could you go? You're a Sky tucked into the corner. the worst possible angle that you could be. Give it up to the Falcons for doing their due diligence of making sure to clear everything. I see that happening a lot in collegiate, where sometimes the team can get away with absolute bloody murder. And speaking of absolute bloody murder, Infiltrator is getting away with just that. Showstopper blown up, hating that floor.
Enemy remaining. Spike
It's Winthrop
down A.
University, though. Still trying, still fighting, still going. Nanners. Quick readjustment over to the high ground, but this is making sure that they don't lose. Nanners, they know they're up there. Jiggle peek, back in for another, see if they can get seconds.
30
No
seconds
seconds. Time ticking against them. Spike is at their feet. Winthrop University wants to meet Nanners on the high ground. They gotta know that the snake bite was there. Gently
have the
weaseling
spike.
their way in. Nanners has the
10
spike.
seconds left.
What Nanners doesn't have is time.
Remaining.
Oh my gosh, Nanners! 36 HP and with just enough to be able to plant the spike. Get the money out of that. Maybe take the fight here. But it had to be Infiltrator to do the dirty business of Winthrop University.
Love explosions.
Stop Fisher Falcons. Oh my word, these two teams are gonna give me a heart attack before the end of the day.
I am everywhere.
Blow for blow. That is what Split is. Haymaker after haymaker.
I have the spike.
It's back and forth, and the kill feed is reflecting that. Winthrop University has this in their favor, though. And this is something we haven't seen from the Falcons in a long time. Jerks on the other side of this, they have the one-way set up. Is stunned by this, the aftershock is there. Oh, but Jerk's adjustment is clean. Tim is trying to be so careful of the wire in front of them. Now Jerk gets to go for the assassination. I cannot believe what these rounds are coming down to. The literal, actual wire. Winthrop University is in the lead, but I am looking at an almost full stack of ultimates from Fisher Falcons that they can use to secure a 6-6 first half.
This is a nice spot.
I've got your trail.
Hands up in the air. See if Fisher Falcons can secure and tie things up. Out goes the rocket and it sails right into Moob's face.
Page trigger.
But it's going to be answered right back with a rolling thunder. Time to get into the Viper's pit, even with being rolled. Nanners is just jumping in like they own the place. Gucci's all alone. Oh, you caught them right out in the corner. Blast, give me a freaking break. Check their wrist because I think it broke in half. But this is what I was talking about. The bevy of ultimate that Fisher Falcons had does indeed secure a tied up first half. Winthrop University versus Fisher Falcons. On series point for Fisher Falcons. A reminder, if the Falcons win here, they go up against Fisher Navy. And Winthrop is out. And how far the Fisher Falcons have come. How hard they've worked through the lower bracket to be able to get where they've gotten today.
Cover going out.
Again, it's mid. It can't be anything else other than mid. And look at what that paint shell is doing. It's gonna have to regrowth the team back up to full. First of the flashbangs goes in. Blast covered. They are hungry. Run it down as fast as you possibly can.
Round B.
The numbers
enemy
are
remaining.
insane.
Last player standing.
But Nanners has time to
have
get to
retrieved
the
the
site.
spike.
Jerk has 26 HP. Down goes the wire there. Quick camera peek to make sure no one is coming up behind them. They know. Nanners knows where that wire is. Jerk is playing this cautiously. Do not plant the spike too quickly. Don't play your hand too fast. And Nanners is going to feed into this. They're going all the way back to A. This
30
is
seconds
Jerks
left.
and Winthrop University's best chance. This may just be a simple pistol round, but this is a pistol round
Cage triggered.
that may determine everything for one of these teams. Now Nanners is coming back. The wire's there. Oh, Jerk. They wanted to go for the snake bite is there. They wanted to go for the run and gun, the spray and pray. They didn't realize. Then the Falcons were listening in on the other end. Denied this pistol round. Fisher Falcons in the lead. Taking second pistol, the second half. One step closer to victory. One step closer to the grand finals. Ooh.
Bomb buddy out.
Zerona is a demon on the field. Quick peek in on Vince. That's their first blood. Couple of shots across the way. Zerona does it again. Zerona
Last player
finally
standing.
by Nazi is gone. But it doesn't matter because it's just moves. They at least get to walk away with the orb.
No more Viper.
A pick on the Nanners. Nothing to sneeze at either. Still gonna go and pick up the spike that was left in sewers, but they're gonna meet Tim.
I got
The
the
approach, they didn't pick up the spike! Tim. They don't know that Tim is there. We may be looking at an assassination moment. A behind the scenes play. Spike planted.
plant.
You want to at least get that spike money.
Flash out.
Moves looking in one different direction. They're flashbang. They're paranoid. They're holding that angle. Unfortunately for them, it was the wrong angle. Fisher Falcons winning the bye pretty cleanly. Now they get to go
Gun here.
to their bonus round. All right, Fisher Falcons. Bonus round for them. Winthrop University, best chance to be able to find their round in this second half. Infiltrator has been stunned, slowed down, flashbanged by every single piece of utility in the world and are somehow still alive and still standing. Unreal from this player. The dog goes in, pushing away Nanners. They have full view of the site itself. No smokes to stop them. They still need to go in. They still need to begin the attack. And Winthrop University is making daggum well sure they win this, but somehow Blast is getting a double kill. We're seeing this back and forth in some of the different ways that these teams are getting these picks and getting these phenomenal rounds. But it's still Winthrop University who manages to cross the line. denies Fisher Falcons their bonus. But this round is where it all unravels. This round is where it all remains to be seen. Peek over, back and forth. Winthrop University. The brakes have been stopped. Remember, this was the team that gave us so much aggression in the pistol. They cannot let this round go. They cannot, under any circumstance, let this round fall. Infiltrator. And a lot of noise inside of that vent. Rather than continuing their journey in through there, abandons that. Now it is the attack on Heaven. Infiltrator all up in there. Perfect paranoia has blinded Tim. Infiltrator, just a smidge of damage from Blast. He's gonna back off. And he's alive. He doesn't want to press the issue. Whoever made that decision, whoever made that call, has backed away to safety. Nazi, though, cannot hold down mid. But this flank from Jerk. Oh, Nanners. You're activated. You're ready. They're winning these fights. Oh. Nope, it's over. He jumps down there. The second the boom bot found Infiltrator, that was the go card. Jerk flank actually worked for them. But they're going ahead of the ultimate. Far too over-eager. Far too ready to go. Spike defused. Fisher Falcons. Ready, roaring, screaming at the top of their lungs. I don't actually know what noise a falcon makes. First of the flashbangs. Nanners making a lot of noise, and they want to. They want to know. They want them to know. They want them to come to Nanners. They want to try and fight them. Oh, the judge's range working just against Nanners enough. But Infiltrator is not going inside of that smoke. I don't think you could pay them any amount of money to try and take that fight inside of there. Flashbang, but again, this is all just buying time for Fisher Falcons. And Winthrop University does not have any smokes. Gucci is gone. It's time to waylay the pressure on this team. Nanners, one quick snake bite up through there. There are your corners. Not ready to go for that. Infiltrator. They don't have the support of their team. They go in so quickly. But there's no one to make the trade happen. They were cut off by the smokes. And Winthrop University at all angles, at all possibilities. There's just nothing that they can do. And the second they make a peek, the second they look at anything, Fisher Falcons are decimating them, bulldozing them. They are now in the double digits. Victory is within reach. The Fisher Falcons lower bracket run almost completed.
Attackers!
Hawk out! Blinded!
You know, blinded out by so much. It was just enough here. Fisher Falcons. That is, for lack of a better term, for lack of anything,
So don't embarrass me like that.
quick, decisive, unreal.
Right there.
You cannot deny Fisher Falcons. Winthrop University. This is not looking good for them. No weapons to work with. Infiltrator. Little pinch. Couple of rounds hitting them. A slow push from 3 of Winthrop into heaven. Oh, and oh my goodness gracious. Look over at what's happening on the other side at B. They get out using their teleporter.
Spike down B.
Moves wins against Tim, but Zerona has the trade. It's a 1-1 affair. And all over the place. All over everything. Winthrop University trying to decide where to go because they don't have the spike and in their own spawn. The miscommunication that happened here. The shambles that must be going on. Infiltrator quick to go in there. But again, no way does Zerona's pain shells. A martyrdom grenade from the grave. Fisher Falcons. Match point. Series point. One more round to go. And then it is grand finals time for them against Fisher Navy. A compatriot in arms, but tomorrow, a competitor in spirit and in actuality. And Winthrop University, they do not have the weapons ready to go for this.
Off your feet!
Got your train.
Oh, Zerona is not caught inside of it! But even still, Tim was! And Tim is the one who finds the pick. They're trying to fire through smoke. But Winthrop is bleeding. They are hemorrhaging. They are suffering. And the linchpin rolling thunder that they were banking on did not give them anything. Tim has not been seen. Tim is still in this corner. Tim gets 1, gets 2, and may just grab the 3rd on the Nasi. They're blind, but so is Tim. And there you have it. The Fisher Falcons, 13-7, 3-1 in this best of 5. Has toppled Winthrop University and now stands tall in the grand finals to face off against Fisher Navy.